Hi, my name is Ed Bright. I am the President and General Manager of the Sports University All-Star Basketball and Leadership Program. Tonight we have Ed Butler. Ed Butler runs a scouting service called EKB Scouting Service. It is the actual scouting service that many of the Division I, II, and Division III colleges subscribe to find out who are actually the best basketball players, not only in the tri-state region, but for most of the Eastern Seaboard and the Middle Atlantic states. With that, I introduce Ed Butler, who will explain to our players just what it takes. Let's give a hand for Mr. Ed Butler.
First of all, anybody know what a scouting service is, what it does? You have any idea? You've probably seen it. You seen me before? I'm usually kind of the guy in the back, kind of hiding a little bit, because I want to get an idea. James, you've seen me many times, right? Okay. What does scouting service do? You could tell me.
Provides information to coaches that and lets the coaches know the ability and the rank of certain players compared to other players at the same age, so on and so forth.
Okay. Actually, you made one thing clear, ranking. I know you guys get hung up on ranking. You see your name on the internet, oh, I'm ranked this, I'm ranked that. The most important thing, this whole ranking thing, and coach calls me up, he doesn't ask me where the kid is ranked. He asks me, can he play for me? You could be ranked number 10 in New Jersey, can you play for Seton Hall? That doesn't mean you can play for Seton Hall. Okay, be clear about that. The most important thing when you leave this gym today, what level can you play at? Now, as of right now, your level might be something right now. After the season, your level can change. It depends on your work ethic. You're not going to wake up overnight, your level changes. Okay? It's most important. Now, size is in demand out here. I'm an honest guy, I'm going to tell you the way it is. Size is in demand. But ability is also in demand. Now, coaches, what they're looking for is separation. Okay? We have two guys over here the same height. I'm going to separate these guys. Maybe you're the better student. So maybe I'll tell the coach, okay, his SAT is better. His grades are better. You might be the guy that gets the edge over him being that same equal ability. Okay? Certain things small things like that. It could be the smallest thing that changes the perception of what this player can do. Now me, next year, anybody know how long I've been out there doing this? Anybody got an idea? I look young, right? I look young? Next year it'll be 30 years, okay? 30 years next year. Okay? So my job is to evaluate and give each coach an idea where I think this kid can play at. Now what I do, which is different than maybe other coaches and scouts, is that I'm trying to get an idea of the character of the player. When I say character, I watch everything. I watch when you come out the gym, when you come out, when you're warming up, when you sit down, you come out the game. James, you want to stand right quick? Watch if you got your hat on, you come to the gym, you got that rag on your head that gives me an idea what your character is about. Hold on 1 second. Okay? One thing that's real important for me that I really watch, and people don't talk about, I usually don't talk about this, but he's in the game, the coach takes him out the game. I'm looking at his facial expression. I'm looking at where he sits on the kid. He may not do this, but we had a kid in this gym today. I went to see him, and it was a game around in December. This young man's only a sophomore. He got a lot of attitude on the floor. I'm thinking to myself, I'm writing down notes. What's on his mind? Coach takes him out. Here he is. And he's like this on the bench. Okay. All of a sudden, I'm like, okay, put a question mark by that guy. Because he got problems. So I'm going to let the coach know he's a good player, but he got some issues going on. You need to talk to the coach about him. And these are things that I'm looking for. All right? This guy, he could be making 4 or 5 shots in a row. Coach takes him out. He looking at the coach like he's crazy. I'm like, okay, he can't take you out the game? You All-American or something? I don't care if you made 5 shots in a row. You still can come out the game. All right? I'm looking what his facial expression is saying. Because it's telling me something about his character. Okay? Now, maybe he may not be that type of guy, but he's giving up all this attitude on the floor that's unnecessary. Okay? Now, I could talk him out the game. I know his mother. I had his brother before him. I know he's a good kid, but he's giving me all this crap on the floor that I'm like, okay, I got to put question marks by this guy. Maybe he got some issues in the classroom or something. I'm going to talk to his coach. Is he a pain in the ass, the coach? I gotta tell my guys, maybe you can't coach. This guy ain't coachable. You know, maybe he's not a hard worker. You know, thanks, James. All right, these are the things that I'm looking for as I can give this information to the college coaches, because they're asking me. They don't see this guy as much as I see this guy. They want to know, what is he doing off the floor? How does he react with other players? Is he showing them love, or is he just all about him? Oh, he didn't get 20 points, so he's mad after the game. You won the game. You still mad? What are you mad about? Oh, the coach didn't play me. You know, I had an event the other day on Sunday. 300 players in there on Sunday. This man didn't show up, you know, so automatically I got a question mark by him. Sent the money in, did all this, all that, but he didn't show up, so I'm questioning his character right now. So he's in my doghouse, okay? You know, but that's just between me and him. So now I'm concerned with 300 guys in the gym, what's the attitude of these players? Okay, this thing on Sunday, a big event, you got 150 college coaches in the gym. So one of our players comes to me and says, well, I ain't playing my third game. Coach didn't want to play me. I said, well, so what? He didn't want to play you. Maybe you stunk up the joint. Oh, well, I don't know. I played well, but he didn't want to play me for 10 minutes. I said, well, maybe that college coach looking at you only needs you to see 5 minutes of you. I can come to the game. I don't need to see the whole game. Sometimes I stay for 1 quarter. If you could show me something. Like I said, I'm watching you as soon as you come out the gym. As soon as you're in layup line, I'm watching you. To see what you do, how you react. Like I said, I'm watching how you sit down. I'm watching how your clothes, your shirts and your pants, everything I'm watching. To give me an idea of what you're all about as a player. So when the college coach calls me, it could be the big time, it could be Notre Dame, it could be Seton Hall, it could be Rutgers North, it could be Ramapo. It's all the same. You gotta bring the same type of passion, to this particular game. That's not gonna change, man. Like I said, you could be ranked the top guy in the class, what does that mean? And the worst thing about this whole recruiting thing is that early on, a lot of these guys recruited early on, big rankings. By the time you're a senior, you start to fade because you lost that passion. You're not working as hard, okay? Don't let these guys outwork you. The guy next to you can't outwork him, Andre. He got to outwork you. You got to outwork the next guy, okay? Now, in order to do that, you got to take what these coaches are telling you, take it back home. Put the time in on your own, not just wait for practice here. You got to put the time in. You're not going to wake up the next day and be a great player. It doesn't happen like that, okay? The next thing is that the academic part. You want to be as marketable a player as possible because you have to get the best grade you can get, all right? I know coaches tell you this, and they can tell you this until you don't want to hear it no more. Your parents tell you, but it's true, man. Believe me. They're looking for the best guys who they can invest in that they know they're going to be there every year. They know they're not going to have a problem with the grade, okay? It's so important, I can't stress it enough, all right? Everybody in here has to be responsible for their own self, okay? I can tell you 10 different things. You're from East Orange, you're from somewhere else, you're from somewhere else, but it's all the same. It's the SAT score. They don't care where you came from. When you take it, you got to take it. And hopefully you get a reasonable score that these college coaches can take to their mission people and make it work for you, okay? This stuff, believe me, it's very important to put that time in. Okay, it's not going to change, but you guys have to understand that what the parents are telling you is real. It's the real life out here. The separation, how we separate this guy from the next guy. You got to put the time in, okay? It's right there in front of you, okay? So many times they tell you, I know this kind of late tonight, you want to get home and try to put some hour or so in a studying time. I don't know how much you can put in, but it's up to you. On the weekends, put the time in on the court. Not just what these guys do in practice is not enough. You got to do more, okay? So what I'm trying to let you guys know is that regardless of what that ranking may be, you got to be a good person, okay? You never know when somebody's watching. Like I said, I watch a guy when he sits down. Maybe other coaches don't do it. Maybe it's not important. I can give you examples of all kind of situations. Last year, I set up maybe 15 kids a coach had never seen them play, just going by my word of mouth because I had that kind of history going on. And I put kids in college like that.